Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. I see no guests today, so I extend my warm welcome to all of you for your Toastmasters Club meeting 208 meeting. Last time we had a nice session. I hope to make this session also very beautiful. As Toastmasters, we should always remember that this Toastmaster Club has a mission, and the mission statement of the Toastmaster Club goes like this, which empowers its members to learn more about the leadership qualities. The Toastmasters Club mission statement is all about to provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in a greater self-confidence and personal growth. To make the meeting more interesting, may I request you all to follow the three golden rules which a meeting, if we follow, gives us a better result. Point number one, or the rule number one, please put your mobiles on silent mode so that it does not disturb the other fellow Toastmasters. Thank you very much. Rule number two, please refrain from talking to one another or moving in and out of the speaker is speaking. Point number three, please refrain from talking about sex, religion, and politics because these subjects are very personal to each individual, and let's not disturb their beliefs. Point number four from my side, please keep a smiling face so that it will motivate the speaker to speak more enthusiastically. And for today's meeting, I would like to invite our club's the strongest man, the tallest man, and the great motivator to all of us. Please put your hands together and give a warm welcome to Toastmaster Santosh Kejriwal.
Good evening to all fellow Toastmasters, and let me now officially open meeting number 208. Good evening. Okay. First and foremost, the minutes of the meeting for last week was shared in the WhatsApp group. I hope everyone would have gone through that.
Yes, sir.
Approved?
Approved,
Yes.
sir.
Good. Since there are no guests, we'll skip the segment and instead we come on to the theme for today. It's given by your Toastmaster of the day. Water conservation for next generation. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Water conservation for next generation. When I read this theme, two things came to mind immediately. We all hear how important all sorts of tips we keep getting, right? So, but in my opinion, water consumption, I'll give a simple mantra, that is capping and controlling. There's no word, capping and compromise. Capping and compromise, yes. These two words, capping and compromise. You follow these two words and I think across the globe, you can save considerable amount of water. So what is this lead us to? See, remember, every development comes at a cost. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
Every development. Be it infrastructure, roadways, railways, highways, airways, buildings, automobiles, anything for that matter, it comes at a cost. More automobiles on the road, traffic jam. More buildings, less trees, less jungle. It comes at a cost. There are more and more dust keeps coming. So there's a cost attached to everything. what we should do? The governments across the globe should cap these development activities. Let me get, let's put 5% or 10%. They should cap each and every activities. Last year, our budget on defense was so much. This year it will be minus 10%. Last year, the automobile sales was so much. This year it will be minus 10%. Just cap those things. What is the compromise you get in that? If you cap, what will happen?
GDP will come down.
GDP will come down. But what will go up?
Environment.
GDWC, gross domestic water conservation. That will go up, isn't it? Less development, less water usage. And the amount of water that is used in all these development activities is much more than all these small things that we are to putting aerators to the tap and all. It's not going to make a much difference. So, cap at some place will compromise at some place. So this will work much better. That is my belief, and I'll go by it. Now, person, the Toastmaster who has given this theme, is I heard about him. He's a very good cook. He makes amazing upmas. Today there was some messages on the WhatsApp group about upmas. I thought, yeah, this is a good topic. And he makes amazing upmas. Right from past 6 months or 8 months, I've been telling him, treat me to a upma. No. Still waiting for that. Today I realized why he is deferring that and not letting any one of us to his self-cooked upmas. You know why? Conservation of water. Conservation of water. Huh? Person who needs water, he's conserving that. Because he believes that once if he treats all of us, we'll ask once more, and he doesn't want to do that. He wants to conserve water for the next generation. Please put your hands together and help me to welcome Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Chandrasekhar.
Sir, upma and water conservation. How anybody can relate it none other than Toastmaster Santosh Kejriwal? Yes, upma does have water content in it, and conserving that should not be a problem. We should have nice, delicious. After all, we are all here to enjoy our life journey, and tasting upma will definitely be there. And I assure this August gathering that one day I will bring upma, which everybody can enjoy. Said that why conservation is important for anything. What are we living for the next generation to come? It is very commonly expressed that my great grandfather saw water in rivers across many places. My grandfather, along with my father, saw rivers, saw water in ponds near the villages. My father and myself, we saw water in the wells. Now, myself and my son are seeing that in water bottle in our house. It has reduced to that. And when I was just thinking, would my son and his son would see? Maybe in form of a capsule. That is the thing. For a survival of any human being, for a survival of any life cycle in the planet, we want the 5 Panchabhutas, 5 basic elements. On that, the major part is of the water. And if you are not going to keep or bring back the rivers flowing, which my great grandfather or our great grandfather saw, if we are not going to bring back, then it would be a disaster. It would be a disaster. People will not know what is water, how we should do it. So the most important thing is, Can everybody think of doing something big for water conserving? No, we cannot. We may not be able to build a dam, or we may not be able to build a pond, we may not be able to build a lake within our strength or the position we have. What we can do as an individual, we can contribute is conserve water, have a control on spending water. Drinking water is very, very precious. In my house, what we do it for, we have a borewell. Of course, our area is always at the we are at the ground level, very low level at the area. So whatever rainfall happens around us, it just flows to that our area. So it's a low-lying area, and we are always prone to getting flooding of the roads. So what we did, we put a borewell and we take that water, and we have connected entire house except two taps in the kitchen. The all other things we are using borewell. Now, to recharge the borewell, we have made the rainwater harvesting facility. And in each place where we are taking the water, I have set the tap, the master control at a very low opening so that the water flows very less. It doesn't flow more. We don't have, except in one place where we found it very difficult to control, and that except that place where the maid washes, all other places my water consumption is very, very, very low. We use only in the kitchen, only one tap is connected, which is for the drinking water. You will not believe, in my apartment we have 5 families staying, and we pay 2000 rupees as the water bill for a month, and of that 1000 rupees is exclusively for paying for the borewell charges. So this is my contribution, and I have also made a rainwater harvesting facility other than that on my terrace, where I use that water for my garden. We do have a small garden, so that it helps me a lot, so that water is conserved. So these are some of the things which I am planning to do. I don't buy water outside. I don't. I carry my own water bottle. I carry it so that I don't become a burden on somebody else. So with all these things, small things, if each and every one individual contributes to conserve the water, I think we go a long way. With this intention to give back the dried river, the water, the theme was thought, and I am sure each one of us will be able to contribute to save, conserve water and save the environment. Having said that, let's go directly dive on to today's weekly meeting. And we have in our meeting today, we have around 3 rounds. The first round would be of prepared speeches. The second round would be of table topic. We have a surprise today for the table topic, because the table topic master himself will be receiving the table topics to answer, and is the most valuable thing for all of us. Last session we learned about feedback as breakfast. Now I would like to coin that our step to grow. It is the step to where we grow up. So with these 3 formats in this, I am helped by my tag team to make this meeting more interesting, more learning atmosphere, and atmosphere. I have my tag team which will help me to sail through this program. The first tag team member is the timer, and may I request Toastmaster Bopaya to explain the role of a timer.
Thank you, Toastmaster. So I'm taking the role of timer today, and the role of so whatever we do, timing is important. Timing time waits for none, so it is important for us to do whatever we are stipulated to do within that time given to us. So for the prepared speeches, the time given is 4 to 6 minutes. At 4 minutes, I'll be displaying the green card. At 5 minutes, I'll be display the yellow card, and at the end of 6 minutes, I'll be displaying the red card, after which you will have 30 seconds to complete your speech. If your speech does not extend beyond 4 minutes or it goes beyond 6 minutes and 30 seconds, you will be disqualified. For table topics, the time given is 2 minutes, and at 1 minute, I will be displaying the green card. At 1 minute 30 seconds, I'll be displaying the yellow card, and at 2 minutes, I'll be displaying the red card, after which you'll have 30 seconds to finish your speech. The rest will be flowing as provided in the agenda. And thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Bopaya, for wonderfully explaining and making everybody aware of the time. Time is very precious. Crisp and short is the message which you will be able to convey to the members. So may I request Toastmaster Ramdas, who will be monitoring our crutch words, to explain the rules.
Thank you, Toastmaster Day. As an accounter, my role is to observe, listen, and make a note of the clutch words that we use. A river should flow smoothly, then beautiful. There's a good flow we can see. There are some blocks, if there are some stoppages, some stones, it's a disturbance for the flow. So in your speech as well, if you use a crutch words, you disturb the audience, you will not be able to grasp the message. So let's use as much less as possible. So my role is to make a note and give feedback at the end of the meeting so that members would know what crutch words we use.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ramdas. May I invite Toastmaster Sudipto, the grammarian of the day.
Every language can be expressed very beautifully rather than colloquially. And the beauty of the language lies in the grammar, in the way the sentences are constructed and in the way the speech is also formulated. Today, my role will be to understand from the speakers the best usage of the language with respect to the prescribed grammar and not so good uses as well, and point it out and share the feedback at the end of the session. Thank you, and back to you, TM.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sudipto, for that. I told in the beginning the mission of Toastmaster is to provide an opportunity for all the members to develop their leadership and communication skills. This is what was thought about by Ralph Smedley, who just started the Toastmasters Club. He wanted to build and bring out the leadership and communication skills in each of them, each individual, and make them learn so that they won't be having any fear when they are facing the crowd or when they are facing any situation in life. So that was what Ralph Medley had thought about it when he started the Toastmasters Club. Now, having said that, let us start our program for the day. Today, the first session, we will start with prepared speeches. Before I call upon the speaker to come here, may I request the evaluator of prepared speech, Toastmaster Bopaya, to give the guidelines of his speech.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chandrasekhar. So the speaker is presenting his L1 P1, and the purpose of this project is to practice applying feedback and serve as a speech evaluator during a club meeting. The purpose of this speech is for a member to deliver constructive feedback on another member's presentation. So we will be looking for some of your life stories and the way you present, and we will be
Time?
Sorry, the time given is 4 to 6 minutes, and yeah, recollect. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Bopaya, for that. And we have amongst us a new jewel who will be giving his icebreaker speech today. I've seen him very passionately attending all our meetings as a guest, and also last meeting he was there, very active member from our group. And without losing much time, may I invite Toastmaster Pratap to deliver his first prepared speech.
Good evening, everyone. You all might have been knowing my namesake, the great Rana. Though not as historic as him, I come from a family which has a long lineage. The lineage starts the first recorded lineage starts at around 1769 to 1770, when my first ancestor moved our deity from a small village in near Ballari called Ujjini to save the deity from the hands of destruction, from the hands of the Salabat Jung and Dasrat Jung, the Dalawais of the Mughal Empire. So my hometown has many names now, is known for many things, but the original name, original recognition was for a bowl of boiled dicotyledonous seeds. No prizes for guessing the name. Huh? And I was born as a gift to the women, and hence that day, my birthday is celebrated as the world's international world's Women's Day. I have fond memories of cycling to school uh, in the Kaban Park and by lanes of the Vidhan Sabha, which no longer exists. It was a time when beer, the Kingfisher beer, was manufactured in the heart of the city, in the now Beauty City Mall. Cycling among the lush green Kaban Park, smelling the freshly roasted barley from the Kingfisher factory, are fond memories that I remember. My schooling has been in the Eton of the East, the Bishop Cotton Boys School. And it was a time when the British missionaries were still, teaching in India. Two people have played a great role in my formative years. That is my mother and my school principal, college principal. Both of them taught me leadership skills, and my days in college was very productive. I was elected as the organizing secretary and later as the president of our students' union of the Commerce Department at Bangalore University. I was the president, immediate past president of Rotary. And after my completion of my post-graduation in commerce, I joined a family business of iron, steel, and cement trading. Another aspect which has greatly influenced my life was my interaction with my granduncle and my grandfather. Both of them were freedom fighters. My granduncle went on to become a member of parliament for 2 times from Tumakuru. My interaction with him, his name is Mr. C.R. Basappa, interaction with him has given me a different perspective of the formation of independent India and the freedom movement at that time. It was through a first-hand experience that I got. So I ventured out into my current business in the year 2004. It was a time when the 1990s was when the IT industry was booming, and there was a lot of requirement for office spaces. And at the same time, the steel industries, which were around the outskirts of Bangalore, were going defunct. And then they were being redeveloped into office spaces. I had a perfect fit for forging this new business. I had a lot of contacts with the steel industry owners as well as the IT people. So this made me venture out into the of corporate spaces. I was initially looking at only the leasing part. Then I graduated to acquiring spaces, constructing them, and leasing it out. In Kannada, Mavana Mane is jovially referred to as the police station. In my case, it was ulta. I found a police officer in my Mavana Mane, or I married a police officer's daughter. No, I was truly arrested. Yeah? So, when you are dealing with police, lawyers can be left far behind, right? My daughter is doing that exactly. She is preparing herself to become a future lawyer. My son, on the other hand, is still undecided about his future. For now, he is preparing for his boards. So, my childhood influences, the park and the Kingfisher factory, have greatly influenced my hobbies also. Cycling in Kabul Park gave me a leaning towards the environment, and my hobbies include trekking, photography, wildlife photography, and so on. I also interested in cooking. I cook a lot, and wine and whiskey tasting is also one of my hobbies. I pursue a very unique, rare hobby, that is collecting and smoking pipes. That's a rare, dying hobby now. And I've always been, impressed by the words of Abraham Lincoln. Whatever you do, be your best at it. So I want to be great in my industry. And similarly, when I was thinking about improving my communication skills, it was Toastmaster Anand who recommended me this Toastmaster. And I have great feeling here. It's doing me a lot of good because the feedback, immediate feedback that I got after my first debate topic speech improved my next immediate speech. And that's how the cookie crumbles, gentlemen.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Pratap. You took us from 18th century to 21st century. Nice to know about you. You are deity protector, you are lawmaker, you are law protector. You are going to become somebody in your family as a law interpreter. What a nice journey, and I was very happy with your last phrase, which you said, do the best, whatever you're doing, be the best in it. I congratulate you for doing successfully your icebreaker speech, and it was really a very happy to know about you and your life journey. We'll move on to the second speaker. Before I invite the second speaker, may I request the evaluator, Toastmaster Santosh Kejriwal, to give the guidelines of the speech. Awesome.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Chandrasekhar. The first speaker gave his L1 P1 speech. The second speaker is going to give L2 P2 speech. Right? The basic idea of this speech is to connect with the audience. And the purpose is for the speaker to practice the skill of speaking in front of an unfamiliar audience, or if the audience is familiar, to take up a topic which is unfamiliar to the audience. A new topic or an unfamiliar topic. Let's see how he comes out of it. The speech is 5 to 7 minutes. All the best to the speaker. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kejriwal, for that, giving the guidelines. Now I would like to invite the speaker as monk in our Toastmaster club, but I call him as a taskmaster. He pushes you into the deep water and see whether you can swim or not. If you are not able to swim, he is there to help you out and pull you out. That is that. But he will make you work, swim out of that. That is how I am so confident and standing in front of you, because he is also my mentor. And I invite Toastmaster Ramdas, who is giving his L2P2 speech, and his pathway is engaging humor. And the speech title is You Are Responsible. Toastmaster Ramdas.
The price of greatness is responsibility, quoted by Winston Churchill. A Toastmaster and Toastmasters Miss Thutipudu was born on 20th of June 1958 in a village called Uttarabada in Orissa state. She was born to Shantali family, which is one of the largest tribal here. And the district that she is born, Meherganj, is one of the most backward, underdeveloped area in our country. Her father and grandfather were village heads under the panchayat rule. During her childhood, she underwent poverty. She went to a local school for primary education. Luckily, she went to Rama Devi's Women's College in Bhubaneswar for her Bachelor's of Arts. She is the first woman to pass out bachelor's from her village as a woman. She did her master's also in arts. After completing her education, in 1979, she joined irrigation department as junior assistant in Odisha. She worked there for 3 years. 1980, she married at the age of 22 a person called Shamcharan Murmu, whose surname she adopted. After 3 years, she had to leave the job to take additional responsibility of the family, which was growing, and she had 3 children. She decided to leave the job and take care of her family. Taking care of family for 11 years, she thought she wanted to do something, not just sitting at home. Because she is so want to go out and serve the community and society. She became a teacher. She joined Sri Aurobindo Integrated Education and Research Center. She was enjoying her role as a teacher because that's coming from her heart. Being with the children and sharing her knowledge, she was enjoying. She worked there for 3 years. Her calling was something different. In 1997, she quit this education job and she entered into politics. She joined a political party and she became councillor in 1997. In 2000, she was elected as MLA and she was elected 2 times in 2010. She became minister 2 times. First time as a commerce and transport minister and second time as fisheries and animal husbandry. She did an excellent job. In 2007, she was awarded one of the best legislator in Odisha state. She had her challenges as well. In 2009, she contested the MP election and she lost. In 2014, she contested MLA election for Orissa. She lost it as well. She had personal prejudice as well. In 2009, she lost one of her sons. In 2013, she lost second son as well. In 2014, she lost husband as well. Despite all these tragedies and the disappointments, she did not give up. She decided to pursue her dream and the goal in her life of serving the society. In 2015, she was nominated as the governor of Jharkhand. Can you guess whom I'm talking about?
President of India.
Yes. She is Mrs. Draupadi Murmu. She got the name Draupadi from the teacher in her school. And Murmu is a surname she got from her husband. In 2022, her party nominated her as the candidate for the president election. And she won by 64%. She got the votes in the election against Yashwant Sinha. And she became the president of 15% of our country on 22nd of July 2022. Her journey from very humble beginning to the biggest position that one can occupy in Indian democracy is because of determination, hard work, and never give up attitude. Her success is inspiration to many people, to all of us, especially for the people from tribal area. Despite having difficulties and challenges, one can rise up the highest position. and remembered of a Sanskrit shloka. Let me read out for all of you. Sukasya dukkasya kopi na data paro dadatiti kubuddhi resha swakarma putre grahitoi lokaha aham karomiti vathabhimana, which means no one except you yourself can give happiness and sorrow to yourself. We being human beings, we have a choice. Hence, we are responsible for our actions. The same thing applies to our President Draupadi Murmu. She had difficulties, but she took the responsibility for her actions and she could overcome all the challenges. We too have challenges in our life. Let me ask a question to all of you. Who's responsible for your actions? Yourself. Myself. So what actions I do or what actions I don't do, both determine my future. So I need to take responsibility for myself. So let me go back to Winston Churchill, who said, the greatness of one is by taking responsibility. So let's take responsibility, and that's how we can grow in our life. Okay.
It was really a motivating talk and also a great introduction about our President of India, whom we all have a lot of respect and love also. And as a mentor, you have rightly said about how we should be responsible for our words or we should be responsible for our actions. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Ramdas, for that wonderful speech and enlightenment to us. Now we come to the end of the first session of the Toastmasters meeting, and now comes the fun part. It is table topics. We usually invite a table topic master who would test all of us, and we all would be on the toes, thinking what I should speak, how I should speak. Let's just reverse it. Let's change the format only for this to see that how we all together collectively responsibly can put the table topic master at the table and face the questions. Without much delay, I would like to invite our today's table topic master, Toastmaster Sudipto. Welcome, sir. And all the best.
Thank you. Good evening, gentlemen. So I'm all yours today. Per topic. Per topic. Yes.
Good afternoon. After that,
The 30 seconds is actually grace.
Yeah,
It's
after
up to-
two, after 2 points, we disqualify.
disqualified.
Yeah.
Okay.
Below one, disqualified.
So the way I would like to kind of take the topics is all of you can volunteer and you can come one after the other. I would need a few seconds and a few moments to think about how I'm going to deliver the speech on the topic. So if I am silent or putting my head down, it's probably something going on in the back of my mind. I will try to make it as lively as possible because I believe and I've seen in other contests that just a plain vanilla speech doesn't take you much far into the contest. So I'll try to enact or dramatize as much as I can. So kindly bear with any stupid things that I would love to today. And I'm all yours. So who would like to go first?
Sir, please.
Water for next generation.
Aho, sailors, let's go and conquer the world.
That's exactly what Columbus said to his fleet when he started off from the coast of England all the way to his west, thinking he would come and land at India and conquer that land. One of the famous things that he used to tell his sailors when they would be around him, it's water, water everywhere, but not even a single drop to drink. Today, that's exactly the irony of the situation that we are in. India as a country is surrounded by big water masses, but still metropolitan cities like Bangalore are facing water shortage. In fact, some of the experts had even said that by the year 2025, Bangalore may be one of the first Indian cities to see the 0 day, just like how Johannesburg in South Africa did over past few years back. Do we really want to see that day while we are living? Ladies and gentlemen, no, absolutely not. It would be criminal offense on our part to show such kind of a future to our next generation. Let us all put our hearts and will together to do whatever it may be needed to conserve water. Many of the things which we all know, we have seen in WhatsApp University going around what we need to do. But my dear friends, it is the intent first, and then the change in habit and discipline follows when you really want to make a change so large that it's going to impact the complete society and as large as the city itself. Some of the basic things Toastmaster Chandrasekhar told us today. Some of the larger things, Toastmaster Santosh Kejriwal also threw some light on it today. If we all can put our heads together and execute meticulously these actions, I think we will be able to conserve water for our next generation well in advance. Thank you.
I'll go next. Yeah. What is the significance of life?
I'm sure you all know what the song is. The famous, from the famous movie Kal Ho Na Ho, which literally means or translates to, you never know what's coming tomorrow. Well, this is the question that keeps pondering every child, every teenager, every adult, and every grown up person. What's coming tomorrow? And more so, what am I supposed to do? What am I doing here with my life? I know it has a lot of spiritual connotation, and there are many spiritual leaders available to tell us what we need to do with our life. But, my dear friends, have we realized it ourselves? What is the purpose of our existence? Why are we doing what we are doing? Is it only to keep our soul happy, or is it for someone else? Are we destined for a greater cause? You never know. So, what do we need to do? It's very simple. We all have gone through a childhood where we are taught what are the things that we are supposed to do and what we are things not supposed to do. In good intent, without causing harm to anyone, if we follow the righteous path, I think that in itself is a big purpose. But seldom humans are satisfied with such an answer. People set goals for themselves. People have dreams that they can wash away the next day when they are brushing their teeth, or dreams that keep them awake night after night. Now, you know what kind of a person you are. Do you have dreams that keep you awake at night? I do, and that's why I relentlessly follow them day after day, night after night. The purpose of your life is in your hands, ladies and gentlemen, not in anyone's hands. Thank you so much.
to give topic?
Sure.
Tom and Jerry.
One day my mother calls me. She's really fed up with me. I'm almost 27 years old, three girlfriends. Each of them knows my mom's number, and they also keep talking to her. Isn't it a very strange situation? My mother calls me and says, Beta, if you don't get married this year, you may not see me next year. Man, that's the shock of my life. Now, why am I talking about this? That's where my Tom and Jerry episode started. I got married. Under the emotional pressure of my mom, where I had absolutely no intentions of getting married, I ended up tying the knot to my now wife, whom I ought to love. I had no other option. During the years of marriage, I came to a philosophy. The entire journey of marriage can be divided into at least three stages. The first one being Chandramukhi. We all know what that means. The honeymoon period. The next being Suryamukhi, where you start getting the heat. Okay? And that's where the episodes of Tom and Jerry starts. Where all the sweetness and love is on the other side, and you get down to the nitty-gritties of why are you brushing like this, why the towel is there, why the socks is there, so on and so forth. And then comes the stage Jwalamukhi, where you really come across the wrath, where poor Jerry is learning for the life, imagine me, and then Tom running around with all that they can have in their hands, trying to get the best of me. Ironically, Tom and Jerry was the best cartoon that I always used to watch. In fact, I was such an addict. Even in railway stations, when they used to play Tom and Jerry, my parents and everybody else would be walking down the platform, and I would be stuck watching to that serial, even though I'm watching it for the hundredth time. And when I got married, it was the same episodes that I was able to relate to as to how Jerry the mouse, poor little guy, used to keep running away from Tom all through his life. Well, jokes apart, my dear friends, marriage is definitely something that one should do for good reasons or not. That is up to us. But Tom and Jerry is definitely a philosophy that can be related to any such relationships where there is bitterness as well as there is sweetness. Thank you. Yes.
Are you going to go? I'll give the next topic. You want to go? You can go. Elections. Why should you vote?
अब की बार मोदी सरकार, अब की बार मोदी सरकार. I have heard this a countless times. Yet, I have not been motivated even once to go and cast my vote. Till date, I exercise that right, my fundamental right as a citizen of this democratic country, just once. Yes, being an educated person, being a responsible citizen, I know you are looking at me as what kind of a person is this? But it is absolutely true. Do I have my mind pegged up for the next upcoming elections? Absolutely no. Yes, because I truly believe that the outcomes in my life are due to my own actions and not by the things which I cannot control. Governments have come, governments have fallen. They have made promises, some have been fulfilled, most of them unfulfilled. It's the truth that we live day in and day out, not just in this country, but in every other country that I have personally visited and have had the chance to interact at a very, very personal level with the citizens of those countries. Situation is no different, my dear friend. Democracy for me is just a nice language that has been built into the constitution of this great country. I'm sorry to say this, but this is my personal opinion. And hence, my dear friends, the outcome of these elections or any election that may happen in the near future absolutely bears no impact on me as an individual. But having said that, I do run businesses and I have seen how government policies do impact businesses and the lives of people attached or involved with them. Now, do I care? Yes, I do. But at the same time, do I have a choice? No. Whatever government policy comes down, we have to implement it, and as businessmen, we have to find our ways around it. So that's my take on elections, Paul.
Favorite Bengali cuisine.
My favorite Bengali cuisine. যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে, তবে একলা চলো, একলা চলো, একলা চলো, একলা চলো রে. This song was actually sung by the freedom fighters of Bengal when the atrocities of the English were going through the roof. What has this to do with Bengali cuisine? Well, for me, cuisine is something that feeds me, not just my physical existence, but my intellect. And it is this spirit that actually feeds me day in and day out. No matter who stands beside me, whether I am alone or not, whatever I have charted the path for myself, whatever I have dreamt of, day in and day out, I am going to make an effort to go and walk down that path. I may fail. I am not afraid to be a failure. But at the end of the day, I will ensure I will give it more than my 100%. Well, coming of physical existence though, my favorite Bengali cuisine has always been Luchi Aloo. In fact, I was literally obsessed with it. There were times in my childhood where I used to have 40 to 50 puris in a meal. That obsession led to a serious health hazard just a few months back. Last Durga Puja, every meal of the day, I used to have only puris and aloo. And after a few days, my wife was taking me in an ambulance to Apollo Emergency because of severe gastric issues that I ended up. It was so bad that it almost felt like a heart attack. And that is the day I kept things at bay and started controlling my obsession on that particular cuisine. Well, that was about my intellect and physical. Uh, Thank you.
Okay, last one? Yes. Time neither stops nor it runs. It goes at its own pace.
Then why do we say time is running? Time is running.
It's a difficult one.
You're going to the division level. Huh?
From the time a child is born till the time that person sees his or her grave. That points in time, we define it as our lives. And death is something that all of us are anxious about, all of us fear. There's probably no soul on this earth, or very few, I would say, who would not fear the concept of death. And hence, that fear is something that is so imbibed in us from the time we are born that we always feel that we have very limited time and we got to achieve and do things what we want to do in that limited time. If you see the concept of time itself, everything is manual, right? It has been built by humans. The concept of breaking the entire 24-hour period into hours and then further down, and even the seasonalities, everything has been constructed by man so that it's easier to consume. Unfortunately, in this very fast-paced life, we all wear watches on our wrist and constantly remind us ourselves of that limitation and that fear that time is limited, and hence we got to do things within a particular time frame or a time limit. It's been almost 6 years, ladies and gentlemen, that I've stopped wearing a watch. Earlier I was a connoisseur. I used to like the real good ones. Like I always dreamt of having a Rolex or a Hublot, but I ended up till Armani. That is what I could afford. But then one fine day I realized I am not built for this rat race. This is not the purpose of my life. I am going to lead my day in the way that I want. Not that I don't follow discipline or I am not disciplined. In some aspects I am not, but in many aspects I am. And this would be my sincere advice to you all, ladies and gentlemen, that yes, maintaining discipline and time is important, but trying to be in the mindset that time is limited and always be in that hustle bustle of trying to complete things within a certain period of time, it takes away the real sweetness and of the journey itself. So that's my take on it, sir. Thank you so much.
Well, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sudipto. It was really a testing time for you, and I am sure every one of us are convinced that we are backing up a great candidate who can just think on his feet and come up with the various kind of topics, from cuisine to comedy, from Tom and Jerry to a very serious topic about life. You did take us all, and we are very proud of you as a team member. And we wish you a very, very great success in the division level table topics. Now, of the second session, and the most important session which is going to come. After seeing Sudipto, the way he performed, we need something to improve upon. And that improvement can come only by the way of feedback. The feedback, which is how we conducted the entire proceedings of this today's meeting, and how individual performed, and how things are to be improved, and what are the things. Who else than the tall man, the man who can motivate, who knows how to motivate, and who also knows how to, so that we are in line. Please put your hands together to invite our general evaluator, Toastmaster, B.K. Krishnamurthy sir.
Thank you, dear Modi. That was a wonderful. I wish my wife was here to listen to such sweet words. Okay. Nevertheless, the meeting, he came late, almost I think 2 minutes was there, but he rushed in, and even before our monks sets up the TV or whatever that recording, he had already started. Dot at 7 o'clock. I mean, I think he deserves a round of applause for that. And he has his own way of slowly becoming his fan. Of course, Sudipto is no less. I'm a fan of him as well. But he shows his maturity in action. Whatever he takes up seriously, and he does very meticulously. I think you deserve another round of applause from all of us. Thank you. SAA job, he does very meticulously. He without forgetting, he always talks about the mission of our NITK BHIVE, and he again ground rules he sets, do's and don'ts, which is very nice. And again, the fourth one always come, third one I think, with a smile, which is what brings us here always. All of us should smile, including our table topic master. Always, that attracts the thing. And then I don't know whether what they say is whether you talk your topic or not, your verbal or even your gesture, they say it, the time starts. I don't know how you are able to think one or two, few seconds, whether that is allowed or not, I do not know.
Yes, it is allowed.
Allowed?
Yes.
Then you should not move.
No, it is allowed to think, but as you rightly said.
But I can say it's a gesture, You moved, so time up. I don't know. I mean, see, it's a question of the table, the timer who is prerogative. He may put you out.
Right. That's
In fact, I was just watching, out of the 5, I think one of the time you have taken extra time, 2 days, I think, yeah, maybe. So that you need to be careful. Doesn't matter. You went up little early.
Sure.
Let us not get into time pressure and lose the trophy for that sake. Otherwise, you are very good. I'm sure all the best for you. Coming to the G role. See, as a G, my role here is to see the speakers and the evaluators, and of course the tag team, and give them whatever is good, whatever is bad, and what can be improved, so that we all become better Toastmasters in times to come. That is my role. So nobody should take it personally, whether I have commented on some, and it's not the idea. Idea is to all learn. Okay, coming to SAA has done an excellent job. I think there is no two words about it. Coming to our presiding officer, see, he is one person, he doesn't need preparation. I envy him like anything. Because he can come and sit and whatever role you give, he will just take it like that, he doesn't need preparation. We all need preparation. In fact, I need rather preparation. I need at least one day advance. He has to tell me. Our monk, he very religiously follows up. Once role is given, ensure that we are there here, which is a good thing. And thank you, Santosh, for he is like a fish in a water. He doesn't need to fail, so no time is given. Not expect time from our monk, that one day पहले बोला नहीं, आज बोला नहीं, कभी भी बोलो आपको तो आके इधर ही prepare करेगा. You will relax and prepare yourself. I think he deserves, our presiding officer, one round of applause for whatever he has done. In fact, I was just going through, he has said capping. I don't know, of course, nowadays many countries are capping themselves, some of the Scandinavian countries, they are not after this mad rat race of GDP and all that. And that's why they are one of the happiest countries. I think Norway and Finland, Netherlands, all of them, more or less, they all come in 1 in 10 ranks about happiness index. So they are quite content and happy. So probably we should learn. But what happens is, the politicians, they always try for aiming, number 1 economy, number 2, number 3, whatever it is, 5 trillion, 10 trillion, 25 trillion. So that goes on. So you can't say, if they don't perform, then again you are pointing a finger they see this government. So we have to balance it out. Ultimately, it is not in our hand, as our table topic master said. He has never voted. Though personally I did not like it. When I was not having vote, I went and voted 3 times. So, and since then I have no looking back. Of course, I have not voted 3 times every time. I vote only once. But that is the josh we were having in colleges. When that is the time when I think Janata Party came. So there was a lot of halla holla going on. So we all went. Though I think we are not even qualified for voting, but we voted 3 times. That is of course fun. But end of the day, as citizens of India, we should all. Oh, otherwise there is no fun in blaming the parties. Okay, all are same. One shade may be better. That we need to find out who is one shade better, which party or which candidate. So you vote them. Doesn't matter whether which party they belong. Also, I don't care. But we need to vote. We need to exercise our franchising. Since you told that suddenly struck me. So okay, coming to our presiding officer. What else you told? The capping is very important. Small things, of course, we all need to do. Aerator is one such thing which our government has made mandate now. Otherwise, you will be fined. This morning one incident happened. Not this morning, yesterday evening. Suddenly, my wife screamed. I thought something has happened. I came rushing. What happened? She said the tap is broken. What is going? That is as of it is life and death. I mean, that is the way we should all preserve our water. So we all should do it. I immediately rushed, ran, and stopped that particular floor water. And then the tap had broken, and she immediately called the thing, and we kept 2 buckets for that floor, particularly for hand washing, whatever is required. So that is the way we should do. Water is a very necessity. It is a precious. Like I think somebody told Panchabhuta, correct? Yeah, our yes, Chandrasekhar. So it's like that. We have to respect them. We all worship. So when water is going waste, we have to run and do whatever our bit to reduce it or stop it. And probably that urban clap, as we are all using it now, they come very nicely within. I think they charge also not too much. 150 rupees, what if I am not wrong, and he comes with a spare taps as well. So I said, okay. Earlier one was plastic. What used to happen is, when we put a brass one, people used to steal from outside and take away. Now it doesn't matter, even if they steal, doesn't matter. Water is more precious for us. So let us again go back. Plastic we abandoned it today and we put again brass one. So if he takes, let him take away, we'll put one more. But not the plastic one and waste the water. That is what I am following. So coming to we'll start the evaluation. So the first speech was Paya, you are the evaluator? Yeah. So I invite you for this and then we'll see evaluation. And also I request you, urge you rather, to see whether he is qualified this speech, for his next eligible or not. We need to say that specifically. Otherwise, we talk about goody, but then end of the day, he might have not qualified only. So that we need to stress on each evaluator should stress on that. Yes, he is qualified for the next speech. So over to you, Bhupen.
Thank you, Toastmaster PPK. So the speaker speech was the L1, P1 level. So it was an introductory speech or the ice-breaking speech that we call it. Overall, I must say it was a very good speech for the first time. I remember when you came as a guest to our club, I remember you mentioned that your mind is like a rabbit. You come on stage, you stand in front of people, it goes blank. You will not be able to speak more than 1 minute. but I think you've successfully broken that barrier today. You've spoken for about 6 minutes and 50 seconds, which is well within 6 minutes and 30 seconds, which is well within our limit. Some of the things that I found really good was you started off your speech with a joke. You spoke about your namesake, Jenny, and how you derived your name, and also that you were born as a gift to women because we celebrate Women's Day on your birthday. So that was a really interesting way to start a speech, which is really good. You went on to describe your life in Bangalore, cycling around Kapan Park and around the city when Kingfisher was being manufactured back then. You funnily mentioned about the smell of beer coming to you when you were riding the bike around that area. So that is an interesting observation that we all made, and personally for me, I was present there when you were talking about that. You also described your business, how you got into business after your childhood, what made you get into the family business, and how you saw an opportunity in the future with the current scenario in Bangalore and diverted your business accordingly so that you can be more profitable. So that is something about yourself that shows that you are watchful about your current environment and how you adapt to that particular environment. So that was something that good that I personally felt I could learn from it. You went on to describe your family, your wife, your daughter, and your son. How your daughter is looking forward to become a lawyer, and how your son is preparing for the boards. So it was an interesting observation for us about your family life as well. And you also spoke about your hobbies, which is again interesting because we understand now what you are interested in when you are not doing your business, like your serious business. Collecting collecting and smoking pipes. That was an interesting observation because you don't look like a person who smokes, but giving that fact is something that is really interesting. What I feel could have been done a little better is body language. What I saw that you were standing in one particular position, although you had gestures, but your body language was fixed. You did not move much from your current position. So that's something that can be improved, which makes it more lively for the audience as well, and it gives you the ease of speaking better. Like you don't have to. It makes you less nervous, ideally. And ultimately, I think we could have known a little bit more about your personal life. It was just tidbits about your family, your daughter, but something more like what exactly made you get into that business? Why did you try something else? And also the Le Bon VA. So that's the title of his speech, but we didn't get to know what exactly it means and why you actually chose it. Okay. Okay, so a little bit more about that would have added more flavor to the speech. But apart from that, I think, like I mentioned, when he came as a guest to what I've seen today, it was a very good speech and very good improvement. And I think personally, from my end, it is something that can be used as approval for progressing to the next stage. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bubaya, the Toastmaster Bubaya. That was very nice. He in fact enlightened whatever positive things you had, and also he gave some suggestions. In fact, you have done an excellent job at that, both as an evaluator, and I have nothing to add more. Over a period of time, definitely both of you will become stalwarts in your own sphere. So I think a round of applause to both of them. Now coming to the second speech, L2P2, Ramdas, I request our evaluator Santosh Kejriwal to do the evaluation. Over to you, Santosh.
Thank you so much, Mr. General Evaluator. Now, to evaluate the speech of our second speaker, the first parameter that I told earlier was connecting with the audience. Did he connect with all of you? Let me ask you. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
He connected with all of you.
I was able to.
Huh?
Yes.
That means he passes the first parameter, connecting with the audience. The second one was he has to speak on an unfamiliar topic or a new topic. This topic unfamiliar to all of us? Is it new to all of us?
The content was new.
Okay. Speech, yes. Content was new.
Yes, because not many people knew about the
History of
the
the president.
Yes.
Of the president.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
So, Mr. Speaker, Prashman Ramdas, first two parameters you passed. You connected well with the audience, and your speech was new and unfamiliar to the audience. Now, let me give my evaluation. Your title of the speech was Your Responsibility. How well you connected this title to the content of the speech. At the fag end only we were able to relate this. Yes, this is how we should all take up our responsibilities. And we are responsible for our own acts, our own happiness and sorrows. Very well done. I must compliment you for that. 100% there's no doubt about that. Secondly, the topic that you choose, the history of the president that you mentioned, ups and downs, the sorrows,
2 minutes, sir.
everything that the president faced, we all face in our lives. Few pointers that I have got where you can improve on yourself. First one, the major one is, throughout your speech, you are saying she was, or she is, always make a difference. This lady, this woman, this superwoman, changes should be there. There should be some changes. Only then your speech will become valid. And secondly, little bit of voice modulation is very, very necessary. Bring down your voice up some places, raise it up at some places, so that will add flavor to your speech. And finally, all said and done, it was a new speech, it was an unfamiliar speech, and you connected well with the audience. I wish you all the best for your next speeches. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Santosh. I think Toastmaster Santosh, that was a wonderful evaluation by seasoned, of course, Toastmaster. The path what the speaker has taken is humorous, if I'm not wrong. Then some humor need to be put in this. I did not see any humor. I don't know whether it is required or not in this particular speech. The guideline should be able to tell that. But I think some humor is what I was missing. Which yes, you definitely look like a monk, but we want also
Humor,
monk to be humorous and a little more this thing. So, but for that, otherwise, I a round of applause. It was really eye opener for me. I was not knowing, though it was President of India, I never went, and this is easily you could all get that lesson or childhood or whatever it is, difficulties she has faced, and she definitely deserves to be President of India. I am proud today because all this whatever facts related, which I was not knowing. I think a round of applause to both the speaker and the evaluator. The tag role, I think probably you can now give your report. If you wish, you can come here and then we will proceed further. Please.
Thank you, Mr. BKK. So we started right on time, thanks to 17Apr. Started right at 17:78, and he gave a good introduction about the theme, which lasted for 2 minutes on dot. He handed it over to presiding officer Toastmaster Santosh BHIVE, who took total of 5 minutes 30 seconds out of allocated 6 minutes. Team Modi, Chandrasekhar started the session. Overall, he took a little bit more than the allocated 8 minutes. He took a total of about 12 minutes, but it covered everything, right from describing the tag roles to the speeches and everything else. Then we had the prepared speeches. Toastmaster Pratap Ujani, he took a total of 6 minutes and 30 seconds, which is well within the time limit. Toastmaster Ramdas took a total of 6 minutes and 50 seconds. I think that's something that you should take care of as well. And then we moved on to the table topics. course, Toastmaster Sudipto handled everything, handled all the topics. We had a total of 6 topics. For the first topic, water conservation, he took a total of 2 minutes 23 seconds. Topic 2, significance of life, he took a total of 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Topic 3, Tom and Jerry, he took a total of 3 minutes. That's a disqualification. Topic 4, why should you vote? He took a total of 2 minutes and 20 seconds, well within the time. Topic 5, favorite Bengali cuisine, 2 minutes and 22 seconds, within the time. Time never stops. What does time mean to you? He took a total of 2 minutes and 46 seconds. Again, that's a disqualification. And evaluation, which is ongoing right now, Upaya took a total of 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and Santoshi took a total of 3 minutes. That's all. Thank you.
Good one.
Thank you. I call upon accountant. The evaluator. Today I couldn't find much of touch words. However, some of us have some favorite touch words. Toastmaster of the day, Chandrasekhar ji, you are fond of used multiple A's. Speaker 1, that you watch out for us, and so. These are 3 favorite words that you keep using. Evaluator 1, Krishna Gopaya, you use more of us. Then evaluator, so, you know, these are your favorite words. Toastmaster, tabletop master, I couldn't find much touch words. You're very good, though you spoke for a long time. Hardly use some us and so's. That's all. It's a good session. Thank you. What do you? Thank you. It's upon the grammarian, all important. Thank you.
Starting with our Sergeant at Arms and TMOD. Today, I think he has made a very conscious effort of pausing wherever he thought he was going off track, and hence I couldn't find any misuse of English grammar. Awesome, sir. It comes to Pratap, beautiful use of certain words and languages, certain language. Eden of the East, when you were describing your school, Bishop Gordon's. Eton. E-A-T-O-N. I stand E-T-O-N. E-T-O-N. Eton. Eton of the East. Okay. You also used another nice conjunctive word called defunct. That was a good usage. One small mistake with, not a mistake, but I would say area of improvement was when you said days in college was. Since days is plural, it should have been followed by plural adverb were. Yeah. Apart from that, it was great. Toastmaster Ramdas, but again, very meticulous with respect to grammar. It shows your preparation, sir. Only one place I thought you could avoid using one of the words, which was we being human beings. So being came before human and again after human. So the being word after human may not be required if you are using it before. Apart from that, identifying new. Toastmaster Santosh was flawless. Upaya again flawless on the grammar side of things. Yeah, that's about it. Back to you, General Evaluation.
Thank you. Only one point last time when I was the GE, I suggested word of the day should be used by the grammarian so that people will try to use that word. Today's, for example, word is conserve. Probably you can explain the meaning and all those things and urge everyone to use that word wherever possible. That is the role of a grammarian. So it doesn't matter, but probably you will remember next time.
Pointing.
And other thing, what I noticed, I have already told you that even movement also they say it is considered. You please check on that.
Sure.
If they say it's okay unless you talk, let them be very clear. They should not disqualify because all the timer is a king. He disqualifies means the judges cannot do anything. So you clarify that point when you go. Probably that would help you. And
Sure.
absolutely, that is good idea of making your mind what to speak, what not to speak. There is nothing wrong, but the moment you move, they should not say its gesture is used, so it started. That's it. And request you once it reaches 2 minutes, red flag is shown, you try to conclude rather than again going on giving some more explanation, which is not required. So try to conclude whatever you want to conclude or whatever you want to give a message. You do it within that 30 second or 20 second, whatever.
Sure.
Don't even get into 30 second.
Sure.
So the second you give back to them itself. Okay. So I think a round of applause to all the three tag role people. Because of you, the club runs. Though we say speaker, evaluator, and all that is fine. But unless you people give feedback, we will not be able to know reality. And in fact, table topic should be given preference to the tag role people first, and of course then others who come and sit in the last minute. And general big role takers, if you don't give also, it is absolutely fine. I mean, this is just for the feedback of the table topic who takes. Maybe you could be table topic masters, but give them preference and give them preference to people who are not spoken, not to G, not to MC. They will have already enough and more they have spoken. So, of course, if time is available, you can give it to them also. I am not telling you should not give it to them at all. But preference should be in this order. This is it. And then coming to MC, he narrated a lot of good things. Particularly, I would like to visit Toastmaster Chandrasekhar Europe to really whether you have really done or you have been telling for the sake of telling. Not that none of us doubt you. You are a man of word and you always do it very nicely. Water is in the wells. He took back us to our olden days. When I was a child, I was watching many wells. We all learned, not in pools, we all learned swimming in the well only. So we had, I would get back to my childhood. It was very nice. And finally, you also gave a narration, his children, first of all, their children, they will see capsule. I mean, it was a very funny way of putting it, narrating it. It was very nice. You have done this thing. And Panchabhutas, as you said rightly, it was a very nice way of comparing water to one of those precious Panchabhutas. And you took the story to great grandfathers, which I have seen myself. Many wells in my villages, they were all full of water. Those days, borewell was unheard. It was never there. We are not heard the word borewell. Borewell came maybe in 70s or 80s or so. But before that, it was absolutely not there. And thank you for doing a wonderful job. I think we all should do it. It's our duty to conserve water in whatever way, small way, big way, doesn't matter. Of course, in Rotary, we do go regenerate the lakes and all that. That is a big way. Because here, there, what happens, entire Rotarians will join hands, entire club will join hands. So we can afford, for example, his own club, our own Toastmaster, Anand Ramchandra. He built a well, rechargeable well at Devanadi. Last year he was the president along with Pratap Ujini. That was very nice. 2 lakh liters every day yield is there, And so drinking water problem of Devanadi is not there. 2 lakh liter means it's a good amount of water this thing. So he desilted lake. He got of course, money from one of the company as what is that called? CSR funds, yes. So 30-40 lakh we must have spent and 65 lakhs. Of course, he built 2 lakh RO is definitely it costs money. So he has done a wonderful job. Whatever he has done, he never looked back whether he gets award or not. He went and stood there and got it done. I think he also deserves, in his absence, a round of applause for that excellent job. Today, of course, our team is on water. So, with this, anything else left out? I think that's it. We have covered by and large everything. So, over to our presiding officer for the MC. Back to you, Toastmaster Chandrasekhar.
Thank you so much, sir. Let's all give ourselves a big round of applause. I hope this meeting 208 was very, very enjoying moment for all of us. And we did get a lot of motivation from all the two speakers, as well as a kind of kick from our table topic contestant who is going and representing all of us. We wish you a very great success, sir, and also from our general evaluator who did it. I really enjoyed and would love to play this role in the near future also. Before I hand over to my presiding officer, may I request that all those who have not casted their votes, please cast their votes for the day. And over to you, presiding officer. Good day. Thank you, sir.
Yes, Mr. Toastmaster of the day, thank you so much. I think that he did a wonderful job today. Toastmaster of today's meeting. A round of applause for him. I thought today's meeting was a short one. What is the short duration? Was it 1 hour or 1.5 hours?
1 hour, can be 1 hour.
1 hour.
How much it has become?
8:30.
1 hour. It's okay.
Where did we overshoot the time?
Tabletop. It's okay. One table topic was extra. 5 we
No, but
planned.
30 minutes, tabletop will not take. 30 minutes it will not take.
G also.
No,
In my opinion, it is
Yeah.
mainly it is the G
Yes.
who overshot the table.
Correct.
He should have controlled the time.
Yes.
You must evaluate the speeches, I feel, and not give your opinions and go into other areas. All those things are welcome of the records. But when you're evaluating a speech, it should be crisp. This is what I felt. 8:30 हो रहा है, मुझे क्या बात है आज बिके कृष्णमूर्ति बोलते ही जा रहे हैं, Like me, he also does not get a chance to speak at home.
Because my wife is not there.
And now who's going to award awards?
I will. The winner will be. You will be. Best evaluation award.
The best evaluation award.
Bopaya, Toastmaster.
Very good. Come on. Bopaya ji.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so very much. I'm very happy.
He also gets best assignee award.
Wow. Very much. Good man. Again, good. Yeah, very nice. Very nice. Yeah.
Best speaker award, Toastmaster Pratap. Yes, I should.
You're here? Same here. Mr. Ujjayini, congratulations. Yes, yes. Yeah.
Sir, best Toastmaster award goes to Chandrasekhar.
What should I do now? Congratulations. Congratulations. Yes?
No, sir, that's all.
Okay. What next? Since we already posted the text, let me officially adjourn meeting number 208. Yeah?
Thank you.
We adjourn this meeting and now you can chit chat, you can do whatever you want to do. Okay? Thank you all so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.